Okay, so here we are inside our virtual studio setup. I'm using a piece of software called SET.A.LIGHT, and this is version 2.5, as you can see up here. I'll put a link to this and everything else I'm using in the description below. We're actually shooting at home today, so hence the virtual diagram setup. Quick thank you to my beautiful girlfriend for lending us her face for this tutorial. I'm using a Profoto B10 flash head. This is the 250 watt output. This is set at 9.5, which is virtually at full power. I'll be using a Profoto air release to trigger the flash. I did actually meter the light on the model's face and it was coming up at f8. So I'm slightly overexposing it to clean up the skin. I'm shooting today on my Nikon D800 DSLR. This is a full frame camera. I'm using focal length of 85mm, which is my preferred beauty and portrait lens choice. I have my camera tethered to my MacBook, shooting directly into Capture One. I like to do this so I can see instant previews on a large screen. For this setup, you can pretty much use any flash or camera to achieve this look. It doesn't have to be what I'm using. Okay, so the idea of this light is to create a natural daylight type feel. For me, this just enables a little bit more control over what can be unpredictable daylight circumstances sometimes. I have the light set around head height. It's tilted up very slightly. It's pointing towards the back wall of our studio setup and slightly off to the right. This, as you can see, creates a nice wrap light around the model's face, so it's slightly darker on this side, and you also get the light spilling onto the background, illuminating that. Our model is standing a couple of feet away from the background and approximately 3 to 4 feet away from the camera and myself. Our apartment has white walls, so there's no colour cast as such, so be careful if you are bouncing light, because you will pick up colour off of surfaces. If you're bouncing off wood or coloured walls, etc., that will slightly influence the colour of the return light that's bouncing onto your model. I'm also shooting with a little bit of intentional flare from this flash head, so I have the flash positioned slightly in front of the camera. So every now and again I'm just picking up a little bit of the flash to flare into the lens, and I'll show you that when we jump across to Capture One. So that's about it from the set. Let's jump across to Capture One now and have a look at what we shot. Okay, so here we are inside Capture One. This is the image that I'm planning on using, but I just wanted to show you some of the other pictures that I did shoot. I love this picture. I love them all. This was my short edit. I think they all work very well, but I'm going to go for this picture because, as I previously mentioned, I was trying to get a bit of an intentional lens flare. So that's what we've got here, and I think it helps break up the background a little bit. I'm not big on the blue colour in the background, and I plan on tweaking that later in Photoshop. So as mentioned, let's jump into Photoshop and we can retouch it from there. Okay, so here we are inside Photoshop. I've already gone ahead and cleaned up this picture. As you can see, I've tweaked the background. I much prefer this colour now. I think it works much better with the skin tones. And yeah, you can see my lens flare, which I still like. I think that works really well with this picture. And that's just about it for this image. So that just about wraps things up for this tutorial. If you found this interesting and helpful, please leave a comment below, hit the like button, subscribe and ring that bell if you'd like to be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.